I want to talk about it, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind.
So, what was the campaign about? Why were the people going crazy about it?
So from a very young age, I love activism, especially for things I believe in, only for things I believe in.
Sure.
And obviously, sexual harassment on buses for females, it's a lot more. I mean, males do get a lot of stuff as well, a lot of shit as well on buses, but females are more prone to that. And I personally experienced that when I came to Sri Lanka, obviously, and as a schoolgirl, I started using the bus. I started using the bus when I was in like A-levels in 2016, and that's when I got like, okay, they were like, it's old men, and so I went through certain experiences, and it wasn't just buses, even tooks and catcalling or whatever it is. It's a different culture in Sri Lanka where the misogynistic, culture is still very much present here. So what when a friend of mine approached me and told me that certain thing was happening, a campaign was happening for women who have been harassed in buses, and she asked me if I've ever experienced it. I was like, of course I have. Who has not, right? And she was like, okay, I'll forward your email to this campaign thing the photographer's doing. Her name is Lisa, and she owns this brand. It's called Cheer Up Love, and she sent me the links, and I looked it up, right? And it was this movement, worldwide movement, Cheer Up Love, where she takes photos of women who have been harassed in different versions and different places, and she puts their story and a picture of them on the website, and it's just like a portfolio of stories. And in Sri Lanka, she was going to come here and do a movement in public transport, in trains and buses, with stories like that. I was like, okay, I would love to, be a part of this movement. And we didn't know that UNFPA was going to be involved.
Okay.
So when everything was arranged, it was Roar Media that came to me, and it was Cheer Up Love that spoke to me.
Okay.
And they've been corresponding with me and talking about, first I had to send them my story, and then they were like, okay, let's shoot it where it happened. And we went to the Peta bus stand, and we they took my story again, talking to them, and again in front of several times, over and over again. It was happening in the sun, and we were doing it, and they had given me a consent form, and I don't remember UNFPA involved in it in a great, like a big thing, I thought it was like just funding for this base project and stuff like that. So we didn't really know the scope of it when we got into it, all of us.
Okay.
And we thought our stories were just going to be on the website, and that was going to be the end of it. And she mentioned me she's going to put it on Instagram. I was like, okay, sure. And so then UNFPA got involved after the media content was to be created, and when our stories were going to go up online, at the same time the ministry coup happened. So they even mentioned that there was this physical workshop happening in Sri Lanka, but
ministry coup, as in
the coup happened.
Oh, okay.
The whole politic thing that happened last December, November.
Yeah.
So this physical workshop was supposed to happen alongside the social media campaign.
Okay.
But they couldn't because of this, whole tragedy, and the physical campaign happened a lot later in March.
Okay.
So there was a disconnect there itself. So people thought, okay, so why are you just campaigning? That was the first thing. And then when I got my story, they sent it to me and they asked for my approval. I was like, okay, fine, that looks fine. And then, but the way they retold the story was very provocative. In a much, I would say, eye-catching way. I mean, that's the whole point of a campaign, but not to that extent. Take the most aggravating thing I said, double it, and then put it up as like the title. That is not fair. And they did get a lot of shit for that.
Sure.
Yeah, and not just, and some women even took their stories out of the campaign.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they did that. and they didn't want to even be part of the physical campaign that was happening. And this was all happening not because of the UNFPA in Sri Lanka, but the head office.
Okay.
And they had not been corresponding with the Sri Lankan office to properly get, okay, is this okay for Sri Lankan audience?
Wow.
And so they were catering to a different international audience, but we got hate from the Sri Lankan audience, who was not used to this kind of, provocative marketing.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of shitty from their side.
Yeah, so they kind of screwed up and they apologized and they did.
Yeah, but you guys got the hate. You guys with the
Yeah, they immediately took it down, some people, but I said it's fine, leave mine, because, it was a campaign in the end and I didn't want that person going to waste. So. And I think it's just, the Sri Lankan public, when you come out with something like, okay, this happens, they were first like, it was mostly men. They were saying, oh, I was wearing, it was an international thing, so I was like, I'm not going to be wearing jeans and t-shirt. I want to look, formal, so I wore a shirt. I wore my normal makeup. I didn't know it was going to be that bright in the sun, so. And then when it did go into Sri Lankan public, they were like, oh, you got harassed because you looked like that. But in reality, I was wearing my school uniform when it happened. Or, I don't know.
like clothes deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was like, you should take a look in the mirror. I mean, maybe it's because your makeup.
Yeah, but
I was
shirt,
yeah, I know. I was like, okay. And then they were like criticizing my body, how skinny I was, who would want to fuck you, who would want to touch you. It was so like, the comments in my video actually re-traumatized me, and even to a worse extent. I was crying, dude. I was like, crying. Everyone's like, I didn't try to defend myself at all, but then people came to my, try to defend me, and I was like, they're so used to defending me because these people are not willing to understand.
It's a very weird thing, like this whole, how people react, the hate speech, like, I don't understand how it's done. Like, as a guy, I mean, I can't say like I've experienced it, but I've been in skirmishes where like I've seen.
You've definitely experienced it. Like,
I mean,
not in a like feminist point of view, but from like even an opinion you post online.
No. What I mean is like on public transport, right? I mean, yeah. What I mean is that I've seen it happen, and I've been in like involved. So in like I've seen it, and I just like try to push away, and then start to see it, and like once like going to fight and stuff like that. But no, what I meant to say was like I'm trying to understand from where how does that happen? Like what's the mindset to be able to do something like that? One. Also, mindset that like the harassed is like going through, because something that I've always heard with regards to this is some people think like they like it. Because I mean, you look at like pornography, like most of these sites, right?
Yeah, it's like
busting is like a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So then they see this and they're like, oh, it's normal. Okay, yeah, we can do this. And then like, or if the person who's like being inflicted this is not doing anything, then they like it.
Yeah,
that's the mentality.
In our head,
because
like,
these actresses on the sites, these actresses, right?
Absolutely.
They are behaving a certain way. They're behaving a certain way for money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to that. I'm not going to judge that. That's a different topic.
Yeah.
But so most of the time, it's like in the guy mindset, it's like, okay, why don't you move, or why don't you like say something?
Yeah.
But then, how does that? I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to make you the spokesperson or whatever. But it's just something that.
When it happened to me, I was frozen. I mean, I was like, trying to understand what was happening. So everything was moving in a slow kind of manner, and I was trying to figure out ways of why is it happening. Why me? And why now? How can I get away, And all of this was happening at the same time, and I was like frozen in place, like, and it wasn't something like, oh no, she got raped or molested in a crazy way. It was just this creepy old guy who was just being too touchy-feely. He was like sleeping on this part of the seat, and then he was just putting his head on my shoulder, and at one point he touched my thigh, just like he pretended he was sleeping like that, and then he wasn't sleeping because he had seen what I was doing on my phone, and I was calling my mom and texting my friends, and was like, oh, I know where he like and it wasn't this big thing because like there were worse stories out there. And for me, I was just like, I need to get out of the situation. And then when I got up and I ran away, I immediately, as soon as I could, when the bus stopped, I just got up and ran. And that's what happened to me. But then, like, if the bus was still moving, and imagine it was a highway bus, I would have still like, what would I do? Kind of, it might have gotten worse.
I heard that there's like a hotline 1936 or something.
1929.
1929. Okay.
That you can dial in case of any, even this involves children and women, and like it goes and you can get help.
So I've heard that like, so I was very curious to understand like how people have mindsets to do such things. I heard that it's like, I don't know, childhood trauma, or maybe they've gone through the same shit, or maybe it's just a power trip.
I mean, it is a power trip, and it's more like sexuality is built in everyone. We don't know what is the right thing and the wrong thing. It's just humans telling each other, there's no intergalactic law, anything like saying this is that or that's that. I mean, there's international law now, there's humanitarian law, there's human rights. Those are there, but these people don't understand that. And even me, like I am into like really messed up things in terms of fantasy. So in reality, that's not going to cut it in real life. You can't do something to a real person, like So it's like overall, what's missing is a lack in empathy. Like people cannot understand or are not willing to put themselves in the shoes of some other person. So they think they have enough problems to deal with, so why do I need to take on their problems? I'm just going to be selfish and think about me. So I need this at this moment, I'm going to take it. And I think that's what's going through those people's minds.
So I try to do videos, make videos about things like this. Now, I'm doing these like video podcasts because I'm not comfortable like setting the narrative, like especially in situations like this, which I want to make videos on. I wouldn't know how it is, so I'm just thinking, okay, I do research or whatever, but still, it's not something that you can actually explain.
You have to
experience it exactly. So, and I came to the same conclusion as you, like empathy is where it is. And when I saw that campaign, my first glance, I didn't even play the video. Before playing the video, my first glance was, oh, you know what? It's actually cool that they're making videos about it. Because I've always wanted to do it, but I never could. Right? So this is my way of like doing it. But anyways, so when I saw those videos, I was like, you know what? It'd be nice to like showcase how it is in their shoes, like people who have been harassed, the stories there, like people who are being like an ex-harasser, what did he go through his mind, and actually give like a picture where people do understand like what it is, how it stems.
Yeah.
But rather they were going to like this clickbait, outrage mentality.
And then it seemed more like, I don't know, it's like the victim card was overplayed, and I didn't like it. I didn't like being.
They just painted the brush like just like blatantly, just like painted Orimina victims, Orgaja harassers or whatever, and that didn't fly with some people. I don't know.
I understand, yeah.
Because for example, like one example is like do you watch Kumbio?
No.
Okay. So first episode of Kumbio was that just like it just clicked. So it was something that I was watching. It was like, okay. So first episode of Kumbio was this guy in the bus, and he's acting like he's like a foreign national, Sri Lankan guy acting like a foreign. He's speaking to a girl, and he says like, I'm more from a foreign national, and then I'm trying to find my way or whatever, and then can I have your number, and then like he does it very nicely, and then he gets the number, right? And then he actually, after that, he admits, like, like, it's crazy, like, how people would give you this number if it's like this case, but if I was like a Sri Lankan, they won't give me, like, because people think, like, the main way to, guys think that the best way to find the women are, like, giving numbers on the bus, right? So, and they normalize this, they put this in this, and then, but no one talks about both perspectives. I really wanted that campaign to be that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's an opportunity where you can come in and do a campaign with the harasser too, because I think it's very important for the harasser to, like, voice out his opinion. And even though, I mean, because I don't know if everyone would agree with me, I'm pretty sure everyone is not going to agree with me. I think everyone needs to be forgiven. Murderers need to be forgiven. Rapists need to be forgiven at some point and reintegrated into society. Even, I know it's going to be very difficult, and the easier way is to just kill them off. But they can be forgiven, they can be fixed and healed, more rather, and then reintegrated into society. And it's very important to understand not just what the victim is going through, but what might the harasser would be going through. And where did that come from? Is it because he was harassed? Is it because maybe he has a terrible situation at home with his wife? Why is he doing that? And to try and prevent that from happening in the future. Like, make sure your son isn't going through the same situation. And I know, like, in my family, even, like, I know that I have certain relatives who have been suppressed sexually, as in, they might be homophobic themselves, and they might, they might actually, they're like in denial of their own sexuality, and that kind of leads to even further, destroying more lives and destroying yourself, and then it's this whole, like, ball game. It's just sad, and